When Jazmine Sullivan came out in 2008, she was on fire. With 3 top 10 hits on the US R&B charts, a top-charting debut album, Fearless, and 5 Grammy nominations. To outsiders, Jazmine's success may have seemed overnight, but it was instead the culmination of years of hard work. In 2010, Jazmine followed up with Love Me Back before cryptically leaving the industry. She wouldn't return until 2015 with Reality Show. Now, 5 years later, Jazmine Sullivan is back again with Lost One. With Jazmine having a recent single, it didn't make sense to do a What Happened to Jazmine Sullivan video. Instead, this video celebrates her greatness as a singer-songwriter who is severely underrated and chronicles her journey.
You've been so good to me. Oh, you've been good to me.
Jazmine Sullivan was born April 9, 1987 in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, to Pam and Don Sullivan. Her parents had been married for over 30 years. Her mother, Pam, a playwright, was a background singer for McFadden and Whitehead. Her grandmother is a poet. Her father, Don, worked as a curator for the Strawberry Mansion, a historical landmark in Philly, where her family also lived. Jazmine is the middle child, born in between 2 brothers. She had a normal childhood. Her parents were strict, largely due to them living in a museum. According to Jazmine's mother, Pam, Jazmine came out the womb singing. In an interview with The Inquirer, her mother recalls a choir practice at her home where she was going over a difficult note and Jazmine blurted it out with perfect pitch at only 2 years old. Jazmine spent her youth singing in church at St. Andrew's Fellowship Baptist Church and listening to gospel and R&B music from artists like the Clark Sisters, Aretha Franklin, Chaka Khan, Prince, and Donny Hathaway. Jazmine's upbringing in the church is why she sings with a level of conviction and emotion we rarely hear these days.
Your trial is but a stepping stone. It will lead you.
Jazmine had her fair share of growing pains. She struggled to fit in. She was living in a mansion in the ghetto, had a low-pitched voice, and was a bigger girl. Jazmine's insecurity with her voice would fade when she discovered Kim Burrell, whose similar vocals showed her the beauty of her own.
Kim Burrell, wait, I love you.
When Jazmine was 11 years old, she sang Accept What God Allows at the Apollo. Jazmine was offered a record deal at a gospel label, but she declined because she didn't want to be confined to singing only about God. I believe this is when she made the decision to be an R&B artist.
I didn't take the opportunity, which I'm glad because I was able to, get out everything. I can sing about anything at this point.
With her sights set on R&B, Jazmine's mother began taking her to the weekly Black Lily jam sessions.
I was seeing some things that I probably shouldn't have been seeing.
Not really.
I was smelling some things I probably shouldn't have been
Now, you were
smelling.
some things you shouldn't have smelled, that's for sure.
But for me, it was like a learning experience.
She got to watch Philly greats perform like Kindred the Family Soul, Music Soul Child, Floetry, and Jill Scott. From observing and performing, she was able to really hone her craft.
Now that you know how I feel about you, don't let it go, don't let it go.
In addition to the Black Lily, Jazz also used to perform for a lot of people. One of those people was Missy Elliott, who was amazed by her, but they lost contact. Another was Stevie Wonder when she performed at his grandson's birthday party. There she sang What's Going On by Marvin Gaye, and Stevie liked it so much that he got on the keys and began singing these 3 words with her.
These 3 words.
Jazmine also sang for Timbaland and Aaliyah and was supposed to do background vocals for her, but then she passed. As a student at the Philadelphia High School for Creative and Performing Arts, Jazmine signed to Jive Records. However, the situation didn't go as planned. Toy Green, who signed her, left shortly after, and the others there who were used to working with pop acts didn't get her. She didn't have a vision for herself either. Circumstances changed slightly when her manager saw Missy in the club and reminded her of Jazz. After that encounter, Jazmine lent her background vocals on Fantasia's Free Yourself, and Missy told the label that she wanted to work with Jazz. This generated interest in Jazmine, but ultimately wasn't enough. She was dropped. She remembers being devastated because her friends were off to college and her future was in limbo. The disappointment didn't last. She took a break to live and then focused on developing her writing skills. At 19, when Say I, a song she wrote while on Jive, was released by Christina Milian, she got her first taste of major success. One of the songs Jazmine wrote during her break was In Love with Another Man. She played it for her mother and Marcus Washington, who both loved it and began sending it out to labels. Peter Edge from J Records really liked it and invited her to perform at the office. After seeing her live, he offered her a development deal to gather up materials to present to Clive Davis. Jazmine came back a year later and presented her materials to him, which included In Love with Another Man and Need You Bad.
You treat me so much better than him, and if I was sane, there'd be no competition, but I'm in love with someone else.
Clive loved it. This was actually her second chance with Clive.
Missy set up a meeting with Clive Davis and I missed it. Like, we were in a bunch of traffic and we missed the meeting, and I thought that was like the end. Like, just nobody misses a meeting with Clive Davis, but the opportunity came back around and I was like, you know what, this is really, must be what I'm supposed to be doing to get a second chance. People don't even get first chances, but I was blessed.
Thanks for watching part 1 of this Jazmine Sullivan appreciation video. If you like this video, please stay tuned for part 2. Also, like, subscribe, and comment down below what your favorite Jazmine Sullivan song is. Thanks for watching.